नमस्कार, ड्राइव्ह टू बिलीव्ह इट मध्ये तुमचं स्वागत आहे. मी आहे तन्मय वाकणकर. सेफर कार्स फॉर इंडिया हा हॅशटॅग गेल्या काही वर्षांपासून प्रचंड ट्रेंडिंग आहे आणि तो आहे एका छोट्याशा टर्ममुळे एनकॅप रेटिंगचं महत्त्व काय आहे, पेडेस्ट्रियन सेफ्टी रेटिंग्स, ग्लोबल एनकॅप, युरो एनकॅप, इंडियन एनकॅप, प्रचंड टर्म्स आहेत आणि या सगळ्याचा अर्थ काय आहे हे समजून घेण्यासाठी आय एम गोइंग टू गो टू अ टेक्निकल एक्सपर्ट हू आय डिपेंड ऑन अँड दॅट इज कुशल एकबोटे फ्रॉम व्यू भंडारी. सो लेट्स वेलकम Kushal. Kushal ji, welcome to Drive It to Believe It. So Tygoon has scored a global NCAP 5-star rating and the Virtus has scored a Latin NCAP of 5-star rating. या दोन्हीचा बरेच टर्मिनॉलॉजी या दोन्हीचे बघताना साधारणपणे पुढे आलेले आहेत. सो आय वॉन्टेड टू अंडरस्टँड व्हॉट एनकॅप इज ऑल अबाउट अँड नो बेटर पर्सन देन यू. सो प्लीज सांगू शकाल?
सो न्यू कार असेसमेंट प्रोग्राम, दॅट्स द टॉपिक.
NCAP, न्यू कार असेसमेंट प्रोग्राम. Oh, okay, all right.
When we expanded, it becomes new car assessment program.
Okay.
So basically, this was founded by the United States National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Okay.
In 1979.
Okay.
And the basic purpose was for making safer car for America.
All right.
Yeah. And the standard testing speed is 35 miles per hour.
35 minutes,
which is very close to 56 kilometers.
56 kilometers. फक्त 56 म्हणजे.
Of course, I mean, if any crashes happen beyond that speed, that means the driver is either sleeping or under influence of something.
Right. So by the time you have had the impact, you have to be quite slower.
The driver has to react.
Right.
And
Right.
the reaction speed may bring you down to 56 kilometers.
Right. Correct.
So that is a general observation. There is no fixed value to it.
Correct.
Yeah. So then the European Union reflected back on it.
Okay.
In 1997, they formed their own NCAP, that is Euro NCAP.
Okay. Right.
And the headquarters for Euro NCAP is Brussels,
Okay.
Belgium.
Okay.
So they also started testing cars according to their norms. They also reflected back on 1990, whatever the United States did.
Okay.
And so slowly in 2014, however, global NCAP came into picture.
Okay.
Before global NCAP, there are multiple NCAPs. Like we have Aussie NCAP, A NCAP.
Okay.
That is, then we have Russian NCAP, which is RCAP.
Oh wow. Okay.
Auto review car assessment, new car assessment program.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we have Latin NCAP, as you mentioned a moment ago.
Right. Correct.
So different regions in the world, they started their own assessments.
All right.
Purpose was because the traffic density went on increasing.
Right.
Even today, the moment we speak, it is going
Solid
on
traffic. Yes.
So and the government infrastructure is falling behind, as you know.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
It is not possible for all governments to keep up with the rising demand
Right.
of road infra.
Right.
So in order to keep people safe, this car assessment program has to come into picture.
So irrespective of progress, infrastructure किती होते आपल्याला सेफर गाड्या तर पाहिजेच.
Because the density is increasing, traffic
Correct.
density is increasing.
Right.
Yeah. And just for your information, in 2018 survey said that for every 100,000 deaths, 23
Okay.
are road crash.
Oh wow. Okay.
So 23 deaths are because of road crash.
So all natural, whatever death happens, 1 लाखाला 23 deaths या.
1 lakh deaths.
Right.
So for those 1 lakh deaths, 23 are compulsorily road crash.
Wow. And those can be avoided.
Those can be avoided.
So NCAP is the rating which is going to streamline all these safety standards that are there.
Let us say reduced.
Reduced.
We can reduce it.
Okay.
Of course, and of course we would wish that they are avoided.
Right. Of course.
Yeah. So anyways, so global NCAP, as I said, it came into picture in 2014.
All right.
And the government of India started collaborating with them.
Okay.
Earlier, when they in 2014, when they tested 5 cars at 64 kilometers per hour.
Okay. India मध्ये.
Yeah. All the 5 cars scored 0.
My goodness. 2014. This is like this right now, and there were 0 ratings.
And later on, at some period of time, after some period of time, they
Okay.
tested again 4 cars.
Okay.
And again, the 4 cars that were tested scored 0. So
My
overall,
goodness.
total 9 cars in India scored 0.
And these are random. म्हणजे.
These are random. These are random. There is no such. We cannot name the cars. Of course.
That's fine. Yeah.
So these are random tests.
My goodness.
And of course, the reports are available in NCAP.
Correct.
website.
Right.
So
Yes.
anybody can go. It is open to all.
Right.
Yeah. So later on, 2017, Government of India made it compulsory that homologation will only happen if the cars are made according to the stringent norms of global NCAP.
Wow. Okay. म्हणून आपल्याकडे एअरबॅग्स कंपल्सरी झाले.
Yeah, the reason why this 9 cars failed was, as you mentioned very clearly, airbag was not a standard safety fitment at that time.
That's the basic necessity म्हणजे
So it
असायला
was not there. It was not
wow okay
there. And the second factor is poor structural integrity.
okay
Yeah, poor structural
so you're talking about the make, the design of
the
the car.
entire
Okay,
structure of the car
okay,
somehow did not withstand those kinds of impacts. And
Okay.
it was only frontal impact that they tested, not even side impact.
so जे व्हिडिओज मध्ये असे साइडने आलेले किंवा ते पिलर समोर येतो असा
Only frontal.
oh my
So
goodness
only frontal, frontal we expect more because there is a bonnet ahead. So it can take maximum impact. But
Yeah.
in that case also, side is more vulnerable.
राईट काहीच नाहीये डायरेक्ट दारानंतर तुम्हीच आहात
More the passenger on side, from side it is more vulnerable.
राईट
At least from front, you are somewhat safe. But in front also they scored 0. So that is the situation that they are. So 2019, from 2019, all the cars that are made are according to the standards of safety standards of European Union, somewhat relating to them. And that is the reason we are having this global NCAP enforced very strongly, very stringently in India.
and that's where the hashtag of safer cars for India comes into picture.
It is a project of global NCAP actually. So they started in 2014.
wow so मग एअरबॅग लावली की विषय संपला का that does it mean that it's a safe car?
No. So there are multiple factors involved for making a car safe.
okay
Airbag is a contributing factor, we can say.
okay
एअरबॅग आहे म्हणजे डेथ होणार नाही असं नाही
Okay.
होणार नाही, फॅटॅलिटी होणार नाही असं नाही.
okay
There are multiple factors. So structural integrity, as I said, right components at right place, placement of right components at right place.
okay
That is one thing. Another thing is the overall grain structure of the sheet metal, or maybe the shock impact absorbing capacity,
okay
and how the impact is distributed alongside the body. Whether the impact travels inside the cabin or it just bypasses.
तुमच्या बाजूने राईट दे शो सर्टन प्लेसेस जिथे ते पिलर्स जे असतात ते
So high speed cameras, they show how the metal actually,
Correct.
how the impact travels.
डिफॉर्मेशन त्याचं कसं होतं राईट करेक्ट
Exactly. So that is how. So these are the minute observations which are made by these NCAP organizations, and accordingly they ensure. So there are basically 5 parameters wherein they calculate these
Okay.
stars. So first is frontal impact performance.
राईट
Second is side impact performance.
करेक्ट
Third is seat belt and anchorages.
ओके राईट
How
ऑल
they
राईट
perform
राईट
seat belt and anchorages for children basically.
पण मग सगळ्यांचे सीट बेल्ट सेमच असतात ना असा काही फरक
No. That is not the case. I mean,
ओके
yeah, even the placement of the buckles and everything, a lot of things matter.
वाव
It's
ओके
after all, it's physics. How the car behaves, or how the insides of the car, or how the restraints behave at
Right.
the time of collision.
Right.
It purely depends upon their position, their strength, and everything. So there are
Wow.
a lot of factors which are involved.
इट्स अ व्हेरी म्हणजे कॉम्प्रिहेन्सिव्ह आहे ती
It's
पूर्ण
a very vast, science. It's a science actually,
Okay.
and engineers have to, relate with that science when they make cars.
So from 2014 to 2019, 5 years we took to just implement standards. अजूनही आपल्याकडे काही सगळ्या गाड्या 5 स्टार रेटेड नाही आहेत. देर आर ओनली सम मॅन्युफॅक्चरर्स दॅट आर
Who have achieved the feat, yeah.
राईट. आय थिंक VW आणि MGच्या गाड्या त्यामध्ये मोडतात ज्या दे आर कन्सिडर.
Almost majority of cars are performing good. Because, so the reason is that German engineering.
राईट. पण हे स्ट्रक्चर जे तुम्ही सगळं बोलला ते इट्स व्हेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर अ नॉर्मल पर्सन टू अंडरस्टँड.
So that is the reason the scorecard is in front of you. Every time when there is a NCAP testing,
Right.
or maybe based on the past performance of that brand,
राईट
a prospect can decide which brand to go for.
राईट. ते व्हॅल्यूज पुढच्या गाड्यांमध्ये पण
So
येतातच.
the history speaks for itself.
करेक्ट.
So so definitely that's what is happening in the market right now, and people are not just concerned about mileage these days. They are also equally concerned about their safety.
या बिकॉज हायवेज एवढे मोठे झाले, गर्दी एवढी झालेली आहे, ॲक्सिडेंट्स आर सो फ्रिक्वेंट.
Majority contributing factor is the traffic density that is increasing.
True,
The number of
that's
cars we put out on the road,
Right.
it creates more risk.
राईट. करेक्ट.
So in that case, you require more and more safety.
करेक्ट.
Your car should be safe.
दॅट्स ट्रू.
Yeah.
देर अ व्हेरी इंटरेस्टिंग मॉडेल ॲट द बॅक. ती मी खूप वेळापासून बघितलेली आहे. ते व्हॉट इज इट ऑल अबाउट?
It is just to show the structural strength of Volkswagens. So we'll go there and we'll explore for ourselves.
Alright, perfect. So let's go there. Alright, so Kushalji, this I think is a Vento, but it doesn't look at all. It's completely deconstructed. आणि हे सगळे असे वेगवेगळ्या रंगाचे मेटल्स वगैरे सगळे दिसते. याचा मीनिंग काय एक्झॅक्टली? व्हॉट इज दिस ऑल अबाउट?
Yeah, so this is basically a cut section shown in order to basically explain the customers or the prospects the overall structural rigidity and the strength of the car.
Okay.
So there are 3 distinct colors that you can see.
Yes.
So one is red,
Yeah.
the other one is orangish hue, and the third one is pale green.
Right.
Yeah. So these are actually depicting the different impact absorbing capabilities.
Okay.
Yeah. So wherever, as I said, the right component at the right place, which is paramount to the overall structural rigidity of the car.
मला तर वाटायचं सगळीकडे एकच स्टील लागलं असेल म्हणजे.
So the reason behind it is that whenever a collision happens,
Right.
so the impact forces, they behave differently at different places.
Correct.
And
That's
the
true.
purpose is that none of the impact force travels inside the cabin.
Where you are, where the driver is
Where-
basically.
where
all
the
the
most commodile commodities.
Correct,
there.
correct,
Human life,
definitely.
of course. So I'm sorry to call it human life as a commodity. Part of the joke, okay. So anyways, this red portion shows that this is the highest structurally rigid
Okay.
component, but still it has crumple zones over here.
Crumple zones म्हणजे काय?
Crumple zones means basically when the impact happens,
Okay.
the component should not be rigid. It
Okay.
should be rigid, but it should not behave rigidly. It has to
Oh.
crush. Because if it doesn't crush, it cannot absorb impact. And if the impact is not absorbed, the impact will travel inside.
Oh,
The shock
okay.
will travel.
Correct,
The shock
correct.
wave will go inside.
Right.
And it can cause more damage to the fragile parts of the body.
And the one that is going to absorb the crumple in that case is going to be a human.
Human, of course.
So you would want your vehicle to deform.
Deform, yes.
Okay. All right.
Purposefully. That is
Okay.
the purpose. And accordingly, so you'll ask me why this bonnet is not more structurally rigid.
Yeah.
According to the color.
हा लालच असायला पाहिजे ना तो पुढे म्हणजे.
Ha, ha. So the bonnet has to, again, it also has to crush.
Okay.
But it has to crush in such a manner that it will not uproot from these hinges
Okay.
and travel inside the cabin.
Oh right, correct. So if the force is too high, if this is red,
If this is completely uprooted from
Probably
the
हे
hinges and it goes
आतमध्ये.
inside, that means,
My God.
can you imagine what?
right, correct.
Because the glass is not going to hold it.
That's true. The glass is the first thing that's going to break probably. Correct.
So it has to crush like this.
Right.
It comes like this and it becomes a V shape like this.
Wow.
So this is the grain structure of this metal and the overall thickness of the
Right.
metal, everything is managed in such a manner. Every time a frontal impact happens,
Right.
it has to become a mountain like this.
Oh
So that
yes.
it does not come inside.
Right. Correct. That is why a car literally breaking down after an accident is not a bad thing. It's actually it doing its job.
It looks horrendous.
It does look
But it should
horrendous.
look horrendous.
तसं दिसायला पाहिजे नाही तर तुम्ही दिसाल तसे.
Yeah, of course. So sometimes
Oh my God.
people comment that गाडीचा फार चिंदा मिंदा झाला.
हो राईट करेक्ट.
चिंदा मिंदा झाला पुढे आणि मागे झाला तर चालेल.
राईट.
मधलं केबिन नाही व्हायला पाहिजे.
म्हणजे या गोष्टींसाठी इन्शुरन्स असतो. तुम्ही तुमची गाडीचा क्लेम करू शकता पण ह्युमन लाईफ त्याचा क्लेम नसतो. दॅट इज समथिंग.
We expect people to only apply for general insurance claims, not for
Right.
life insurance claims.
येस दॅट इज द होप. वाव ओके. आणि या सगळ्या फॅक्टर्स जे आहेत हे एनकॅप मध्ये कन्सिडर केले
Of course,
जातात.
everything, every part, every component, every placement, every welding, every joint makes a difference.
राईट.
Makes a huge difference. Even these butt weldings, these can also make differences.
ओके.
Yeah. So a lot of things, the hinges and everything has to be measured properly.
Right.
At what point it should shear off, what impact it should withstand, and what
Right.
impact it should not withstand.
राईट
So
करेक्ट.
there are calculations for everything.
पण मग जेव्हा हे 56, 64 किलोमीटर्स पर आरच्या स्पीडनी करतात, वेन वी आर आउट ऑन द हायवेज ॲट 80s, 100s जे ड्रायव्हिंग करतोय, डज दॅट मीन दॅट प्रॉब्ली इफ वी क्रॅश वी जस्ट.
No. So I understood your question.
Right.
See, there are multiple things. As I said, there are multiple things which are involved in making a car safe.
करेक्ट.
So, but that doesn't mean that you put in tons of metal in your car. I mean, you don't have to use a shotgun to kill an ant.
दॅट्स ट्रू. हां म्हणजे एवढी ताकदच लागत नाही तर.
People they feel that जितकं जास्त जाड मेटल असेल,
Right.
जितकं हेवी असेल तितकं
Right.
कार सेफ आहे.
राईट.
त्याच्या उलटं होतं नाही. So when the metal is more rigid,
Right.
and it is like an iron bar anvil,
राईट.
it creates more problems.
राईट. म्हणजे हातोडा जेव्हा मारतो तेव्हा हातोडा तुटत नाही. इट सेंड्स दी अदर थिंग इन द नेल.
So yeah, of course. So that is the physics involved behind it.
Okay.
And that is the reason these automobile engineers, the metallurgists,
राईट.
everyone is involved in making a safer car.
ऑफकोर्स.
And putting in tons of metal in a car doesn't make the car safe.
करेक्ट. दॅट्स ट्रू. ॲक्च्युली तसं बघायला गेलं तर वी शुड से कुडोज टू फोक्सवॅगन बिकॉज दे ट्रस्ट देअर बिल्ड क्वालिटी सो मच that they are able to actually put this display. म्हणजे हा जुना आहे, दिस इज अ वेंटो, बट यू नो की ही त्यांची
the legacy.
DNA म्हणजे ही लेगेसी आहे. this is what they will do for any of their newer cars, whether it is the Taigun or the Virtus. And we can see this color gradation happening at the side as well, and it goes towards the back.
This green color depicts that the impact should travel across this entire panel.
Right.
It should not, in any by any chance, it should not go inside.
Right.
So the deformation will happen along the length of the vehicle.
Correct.
Not at the center.
Correct. And there was an interesting thing at the back. I also wanted to ask you about it. आणि आपण मागे येतो तेव्हा मला ह्याच्याबद्दल विचारायचं होतं. दिस फोम दॅट इज देअर फॉर द रिअर बंपर, हा पण एक भाग आहे फॉर द सेफ्टी?
Yeah, it has multiple functions that it serves basically. So imagine a biker,
Right.
So imagine a biker colliding with this vehicle. So see, there are two types of impact. One is called plastic impact, plastic collision, and elastic collision.
Okay.
So what happens is that to minimize the chances of energy to be dissipated to the biker,
Okay.
the foam has to act as a shock absorber also and a damper also.
Oh, right. Yes. Okay.
And of course it also protects the metal structure
Right.
behind.
Right.
So basically it serves as a protection for the biker maybe,
Right.
or maybe another car,
Right.
and for this car also. So it will protect this metal portion.
Which is the core part of the car in itself. So these small impacts, these small things that we are talking about,
They matter a
हे
lot.
सगळे मिळून त्या गाडीला बेसिकली सेफ बनवत असतात. आणि ॲक्च्युली थँक गॉड फॉर दिस डिस्प्ले पीस, कारण याच्यातनं बऱ्याचशा गोष्टी समजता येतात. बट दिस ओनली मीन्स दॅट अन एनकॅप इज अ गुड मेजर टू अंडरस्टँड वेदर अ कार इज गोइंग टू बी द डिफरन्स बिटवीन लाईफ और डेथ in terms of an accident, and that is why that NCAP rating actually plays a very vital role for people to decide की त्यांनी ही गाडी घ्यायला पाहिजे का नाही म्हणून.
So the gist of this entire discussion is that those are not just stars.
Right.
Every star has some meaning.
Okay.
And it involves a lot of science and technology and engineering to make those stars appear on that rating.
True. Even ते ISO mount seats जे असतात, सो ते पण डिसाइड वेदर ते दॅट स्मॉल किड चाइल्ड तो राहणार की नाही. बिकॉज आपण खूप वेळा मागे बसलेले असताना आपण जस्ट म्हणतो हां ठीक आहे मागे बसले, समोरच्या लोकांनी सीट बेल्ट लावलेत. अँड इवन इन रिसेंट टाइम्स we've seen that some unfortunate accidents have led to the rear seat belts being compulsory also. I think these are all to just make our experience safe, and this just makes complete sense. थँक्यू कुशलजी, तुम्ही एक्सप्लेन केलं म्हणून आज ॲक्च्युली थोडंफार एनकॅप बद्दल कळलेलं आहे. Of course, if you want more information, you can research the internet. But for now, whatever car you're selecting, pehle to drive it to believe it, as the name of the show goes. But apart from that, also do check the NCAP rating for that vehicle to make sure whether it is safe for your family. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Kushalji, once again. Until next time.